Thinking about upgrading your home? Hello, I'm Philip Pantana. Whether you want a modern kitchen, a stunning bathroom, a sturdy deck, or even a brand new addition, our company, Perimeter Remodeling and Restoration, can make it happen. From quick interior repairs to full-scale renovations, homeowners trust us for expert craftsmanship and excellent service, always delivered with the care you deserve. Schedule your free consultation now at perimeterva.com. Call or text 434-515-2868.
Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM, you're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Talk Local to Me. I am Heather Alto with the Central Virginia Business Coalition, and my trusty, I can't even say trusty. You know what? At this point, I don't know. No, but my fabulous co-host, Mike Norfield, is unable to make it today. He had some business stuff to attend to, so we will miss him. Actually, we will be missing him from today through the end of June because he's going to be out. Well, there is no show next week, by the way, just so everyone knows. Woody's on vacation, I'm on vacation, and Mike's on vacation. So no show next week, but he's also off the week after. So y'all will have Mike back in the studio in July. But of course, he is with Visiting Angels, America's Choice in Home Care. I'm still going to give him his plug for his business, even though he literally texted me 15 minutes ago and said I'm not able to come. So whatever. I mean, okay. But no, welcome. Thank you guys for joining us today. Hopefully you have liked and subscribed to Talk Local to Me, so you're getting those notifications that we are going live and you are listening in, and we are excited to have you. And we have a guest with us today, and we are going to be talking with her about upcoming Lynchburg Restaurant Week, and we're excited to know more about that. And then I am going to be chatting a little bit. Like I said, I'm getting ready to go on vacation. So to be honest, I'm already in full vacation mode. You're lucky I'm here chatting with y'all today. But I wanted to talk a little bit about, as business owners, what are you guys doing? He said he's there in spirit. He's listening. But what are we doing as business owners? Last week we talked about how are you hitting your mid-year goals, and what are you doing to make sure that you're halfway through the year, and how are you doing with that? But also we may chat a little bit about when the summer hits, how are you working with staffing and vacations and all the other things. But we're also going to be talking with Malik Stewart with M4K Landscaping. He's going to come in and talk to us about how are we also making our yards and everything look fabulous during the summer. And if you are like me, I don't have a green thumb. I don't like dirt, and I'm sure he can help us with all of that. So I'm really excited to talk to him. Real quick, we're going to shout about what we have going on this month coming up for the CVABC. As you guys know, we have lots of opportunities for our members to network, for businesses to get out and promote themselves in the community. The Central Virginia Business Coalition, we are regional, so we work with businesses everywhere from Amherst to Roanoke and everywhere in between. So we offer networking as well in those areas. So we have some upcoming coffee talks that you can come out to and meet other businesses. And we have our business off the clock that'll be coming up actually pretty much the last week of June. We've just stuffed everything into that week because of vacation. So everything's just crammed into 1 week. So we have coffee talk on Tuesday in Appomattox. We have coffee talking out to Vista that Thursday morning on the 26th, business off the clock that evening on the 26th at Omega Disaster Restoration, which is right off of 29 going into Rustburg, but it's across from Highland Heights Baptist Church, if you're familiar with where that's at. And then Friday, we have our Lynchburg coffee talk from 8 to 10 a.m. at Central Virginia Flooring right off of Timberlake Road. So lots of options for you to come out and network and get to meet other businesses. Don't get lazy just because it's summer. Don't be just laying in your bed. Kids are out of school. You're just I'm not going to the office. Get up, come network. Pick one of the four. You got 4 opportunities. Just at least do one. And Woody, if you're in Disney listening, I'm talking to you. I had to say that because Mike's not here and he likes to get on Woody for, whatever. So, but yeah, so we are going to chat about something else you guys can do in the next week. week coming up in our area, especially if you like to eat, which I do, which is unfortunate because I am at the beach. But I think anyone who is not at the beach needs to be hanging out in Lynchburg for Restaurant Week. And I am here with Megan Williams. And she is with Vista Graphics, which is like Lynchburg Living, Lynchburg Business, the bridal magazine. They do all types of things, even some digital as well. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So to get started, I guess tell us a little bit just about Vista Graphics or like Lynchburg Living, Lynchburg Business.
Yeah, absolutely. So Vista Graphics is our parent company. So they have publications all across the state of Virginia into Tennessee. They publish Coastal Virginia magazine up at the beach. And they're also the publishers, like you said, of Lynchburg Living magazine, Lynchburg Business, and Central Virginia Weddings. I am the editor of all three of those publications, which is such a fun job because at the end of the day, I get to just tell the stories of our community, which is such a privilege.
Yeah. So that I always love, picking up a copy, whether it's Lynchburg Business or Lynchburg Living, and reading about a lot of our local businesses in the area or local families or, events and things that are happening. Because I think a lot of times people want to hear the story behind what's happening, who these business owners are, why they're here, what they're doing, instead of just guessing, So it's really neat to be able to have a publication in our area that you can pick up and you can do that. You can learn more about our area and our community. And now y'all service a pretty big section of our region, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we are Lynchburg Living magazine, but we're not just Lynchburg City proper. Our magazine is representative of the entire Lynchburg region, which is really the Central Virginia area. It's Bedford, it's Lynchburg, it's Campbell County. It's, it's a really wide area.
Yeah. So for businesses that are, and we can dive into this a little bit later, but like for businesses that are looking to advertise, I think that's a big thing to know is that it's not just Lynchburg. You're reaching a wide audience that are picking up this publication.
Absolutely.
All over. So, and we can chat more about that later, but we want to talk about food.
Yes. The good stuff.
Oh yeah. The goodness.
I'm hungry because it's lunchtime.
So Lynchburg Restaurant Week. This has been going on for a while now.
Yeah, we're in our 14th year of Lynchburg Restaurant Week, and every single year I feel like it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. We actually have 28 restaurants participating.
That's
this
amazing.
Year. I think the biggest we've ever had is 30. So we're kind of fighting against our own self and trying to beat our own record a little bit. But even those restaurants, like I said, it spans not just Lynchburg City proper. They are restaurants in Bedford and in Rustburg and Timberlake and Boonesboro and downtown and everywhere.
So how does Lynchburg Restaurant Week work?
Yeah. So essentially it's an entire week dedicated to Lynchburg Restaurant Week. And for a participant, for a diner, somebody who's going to a restaurant, they can go to the restaurant. So say they go to the Dahlia that week. They can eat from the normal Dahlia menu, just like they normally would on a normal day. Or they are also given a special Lynchburg Restaurant Week menu that includes fixed price menu options. So they have a starter, an appetizer, an entree, and either a dessert or a cocktail, depending on what the restaurant is. And it is a one set fixed price that they can choose from. So oftentimes that's a pretty good deal. So you get to sample from the entirety of the menu for a little bit cheaper oftentimes than what it may normally be.
I love when y'all do the restaurant week. And I'm really sad I'm not participating this year, but I know in the past, my husband and I have liked going, and we've tried to go multiple times during the week to different restaurants because we like trying that prefixed sort of menu. And it's really nice because, we've been able to get a few things and then share. And it's not as expensive as just walking in and just kind of getting off the menu, but you're getting to try so many different things. So you feel like you're getting more for your money, kind of more bang for your buck, so to speak.
Yep.
And I really enjoy being able to do that. What can you name off like some of the restaurants or some of, where people can go? I know you've got 28, so I'm sure you can't, throw them all out there, but give us a couple.
Yeah. So the Dahlia I mentioned is one. We have William and Henry Steakhouse. We have Crown's Ember. So we've got, the steakhouse type of environment. Right. If you want a really lovely date night with someone. We have the Colonial Restaurant or Westside Deli if you want something a little bit more family friendly. It really runs the gamut of price point and kind of vibe that you might be looking for. If you just want to go out for cocktails with your friends and have some really delicious food, there's options for you there too.
That's really cool. I know we usually try, I'm sure Market at Main usually does it. And so we always try to go there. I'm all about supporting local, and this is a great way about supporting our local businesses, our local restaurants in the community. And I love what you're saying that, yes, there are some of the smaller, like you said, your West Side Deli and places that you can go just grab a sandwich and some chips and a drink, or you can go more upscale and get a nice date night out of it, which will be, I need to look at the menus, and I have the magazine. I haven't looked through it, but, I'm interested to see what the Crown's Ember has, because I like the Crown's Ember. It's delicious.
I have not been yet, and I think this is my time to go. I'm a mom of a almost 2-year-old, so eating at a steakhouse has not been attainable for me lately. But I'm hoping that my husband and I can sneak away for a date night and go.
Yeah, we've gone for my husband's birthday, and then we went for, I think, my birthday. I think we went twice, and we've had the same waitress both times, and she was phenomenal. So I'm like, every time we come, we're just going to request. No, we actually went for Valentine's Day because we got a free rose. I remember that now. So it was Valentine's Day and his birthday. But it's really nice. It's, the aesthetic is really nice. If you went to the Crown Sterling back in the day, which I think most of us did, for nothing else but prom. That's like the only time you could afford to go to the Crown Sterling. It's like, let's get dressed up and go to prom. But it definitely still gives you kind of some of that, Crown Sterling vibe. It's still got the salad bar, which I would have cried had that been gone. Yeah. But it's still, more upscale. So you feel, it's a nice night to go out and leave your kids at home. My youngest daughter was like, "Can I come?" I said, "You may not. You may not come have a steak."
That's right. Adults only.
That's right. That's right. So I love that it has that wide variety, and it also has a wide variety of different types of like the ethnic types of foods, because you have, I've seen on there are some like Hispanic and there's Indian, and there's all different types of food. So it's not just steaks and salads and burgers. It's kind of something for everyone. So if you wanted to try something new, now's the time to do it.
That's exactly right.
Yes. And the price points are very good. Like we were talking about, they vary from like 3 for 15 or 20, or then 3 for 55 or 60, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's definitely affordable. And I just think it's something everyone should have on their calendar.
I agree.
Now, where can they find out more information about the different restaurants, or, about Restaurant Week in general?
Yeah. So our magazines are in stands pretty much across the region, but they can also visit lynchburgrestaurantweek.com for a list of participating restaurants. There's also some Meet the Chef profiles. So you can kind of get an inside look at some of the restaurants and who it is that's cooking this food, and the accolades that some of these chefs have. And you can also learn a little bit more about our featured nonprofit for this year's Restaurant Week.
Yes. And that's what I wanted to bring up next, is the featured nonprofit. So, for those of you that are going out and having, a great meal, you're also doing it for great cause. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So every year we partner with a nonprofit organization. And this year, and for the past couple of years, it's been Meals on Wheels for Greater Lynchburg. They're an incredible organization. They just celebrated their 50th year last year. They serve hot, nutritious meals 5 days a week to folks who are either inbound or maybe just don't have the ability to cook nutritious meals for themselves.
Right.
Oftentimes, Meals on Wheels is one of the only touch points that they have with someone else throughout the day. So they're just an incredible organization. And it's certainly a fitting tie-in. They offer food. This is Restaurant Week. So proceeds from Restaurant Week do go back to them. And that's such a gift that we can give. And I'm so grateful for that. And of course, participants are also encouraged to donate or even just learn more about who Meals on Wheels is.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely a great tie-in. Meals on Wheels, food. I mean, what other nonprofit,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that is great that you incorporate that into it because, people love to go out and get a deal. But I think that, the majority of people just have great hearts and knowing that they're going out and taking part in something where they're also giving back is something that a lot of people enjoy doing. And so this kind of gives you a 2-for-1 sort of option. You can go out and have a good night, have a meal that's maybe not as expensive, but be giving back to the community.
And do something nice in the meantime.
Yeah, that's really cool. And just to touch on, like, if you're looking, and I'll just throw this out here, if you're looking for somewhere to volunteer, Meals on Wheels is a great option. I have, and we also have gone through the Central Virginia Area Agency on Aging, which they kind of Meals on Wheels falls under them as well. My husband this past year, his company they like to go out and do like community service work, and he was able to go deliver meals to residents. And you're right about that being the only touch point some of them have. And it was very eye opening for him because they were so excited to see him. And, you have them, they just start chatting with you because they just want to talk to somebody. And so if you're ever interested, and I know they're also, they also will allow you if at a certain age, I think it maybe it's 13, you can even take like your kids with you so that they can get that opportunity to see about giving back prior, as they're growing up. And I think that's important too, to kind of show our kids how to give back to the community as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think now more than ever, we're having conversations about food scarcity. Food is becoming more and more expensive, and that's the reality that we live in.
Absolutely.
And I think anytime we can give back to folks who just need a little bit of extra help, you want to nourish people. You want to make sure everyone's taken care of.
Absolutely. So I know I mentioned a little bit at the beginning, and I know that you are the editor, but I was just going to say really quickly for any of our business owners that are listening, we talk a lot about marketing on here. How can someone, if they're a business owner that wants to get involved with Lynchburg Living, Lynchburg Business, maybe they want to advertise, how do they go about doing that?
Yeah. So if you open the masthead of our magazine, so right beside the editor the letter from the editor, there's contact information there at the bottom. They can reach out and they'll be connected with any sort of account representative for digital or for print or for a combination of both.
And I'm going to give our listeners a little heads up, just a little something to think about. If you are a member of the Central Virginia Business Coalition, you do get a discount.
We love a deal.
Yeah, because we have our own Central Virginia Business Coalition members page in Lynchburg Living magazine. And so if you are a member and you're not already advertising, let me put that out there now. If you've been a long time advertiser, you can't call them and be like, you can put in a second ad in that section, but you can't like scratch your whole ad. Yeah, don't. Let me just throw that out because I like to be fair. I don't want people to have all the phone calls the next day, but definitely check them out. I'll give a shout out. Our rep, Cindy Bryant, does a fantastic job with that. So you can always reach out to her as well. Missy is another fabulous rep too. But I just wanted to let y'all know we have some opportunities there for you if you'd like. Well, I'm going to ask you 2 questions that we ask every guest. And hopefully Cindy, I don't know if Cindy told you we asked this or not, but we're going to prep this out. So we ask each of our guests, how long have you been a member of the Central Virginia Business Coalition or the organization as a whole?
It's over a decade.
Yes.
You probably know the exact answer, so this is a test for me, but it's over a decade.
Well, let me just say, I have been the executive director going on 8 years now. And prior to me being the executive director, I actually worked for a year at Vista Graphics, and we were members then. And then I believe y'all were even members prior to that when they were the Retail Merchants Association. And so, yes, it's definitely well over a decade.
Yeah.
So, and we're very appreciative to having you guys as members, but also as sponsors. So Vista Graphics has been a sponsor of our organization for about that long as well. So we're always very appreciative of that. What do you guys find is one of the bigger benefits of being a partner or a sponsor?
Yeah. I mean, I think what we do from a magazine perspective is all about community. We're all about highlighting the community, like I said. And I think very similarly, the CVABC is about highlighting the community and the business community and connecting each other. And so I think it's just a natural tie-in. It's a natural partnership when, our two primary goals are just bolstering and telling the stories of the community.
Absolutely. I love that answer. Great answer. And I didn't prep her ahead of time. I swear. So anyway, well, thank you so much for coming on with us. Everyone listening, make sure you pencil in a date night or a luncheon with your coworkers or just something going on next week for Lynchburg Restaurant Week. It starts Saturday, correct? And runs through the next Saturday.
Correct. The 21st.
Okay. So you have a full week. Actually, if it runs to the 21st, I will be back.
Oh, good.
So maybe I can hit it up on Saturday. Yeah. That's exciting. I'm going to circle it on my calendar. But yeah, make sure you've got that on your calendar and you go out and have something good to eat and give back to a good cause, which is Meals on Wheels. So we are going to cut to a couple of quick commercials and we'll be right back. Today's podcast is brought to you by Omega Disaster Restoration, located in Campbell County, Virginia. Omega specializes in water, fire, and smoke damage restoration, as well as mold remediation. Their region includes Central and Southwest Virginia, which spans a vast service area from Blacksburg to Charlottesville and Stanton to Danville.
In addition to disaster restoration and full-service reconstruction and remodeling, Omega is proud to offer custom all-wood cabinets through their Hanover Woodworking Studio, custom countertops via their Top Solution Studio, and dumpster services through Old Dominion Dumpsters, all part of the Omega family of brands. A beautiful showroom is currently under construction at their Exchange Drive location and will be soon open to the public, showcasing their diverse offerings.
Customers can call 434-616-4659 for emergency assistance with water, fire, smoke damage, or mold remediation needs. Omega provides 24/7 emergency response, ensuring that help is always available. Locally owned and not a franchise, Omega is your first and last call in any emergency, restoring your home or business from beginning to end. For more information about Omega Disaster Restoration and their comprehensive services, please visit omegadisasterrestoration.com/VA/Lynchburg.
One thing protects it all, your roof. And when you've got a new one, you're set for decades. I'm Andrew Lee. Our company, Perimeter Roofing and Exteriors, is trusted by homeowners and businesses for all roofing and exterior projects. Shingles, metal, slate, gutters, windows, siding, decks, and more. Perimeter Roofing and Exteriors is your go-to for all protection and efficiency. Get your free no-hassle inspection today. Call or text 434-515-2868. Perimeter Roofing and Exteriors, protecting from the top down.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to have had Megan on the show with us. Hopefully, y'all are able to grab a copy of Lynchburg Living and check out all those great restaurants that you can go out and visit next week. Now, I mentioned that I'm getting ready to go on vacation. And I'm going to keep talking about it all show because I'm going on vacation and I'm excited. But let's just talk about it's summer, right? And when you're going on vacation or when you're out and about and you don't want to have to worry about your yard, you don't worry about anything going on, you want somebody else to come take care of it, my next guest can do that for you. I have Malik Stewart in here with me. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to have you here. And so Malik is a man of many, many talents. He's got his hands in a lot of fires. Is that what they say? Like you're kind of, when I think entrepreneur, I think of Malik, because I feel like you are getting it done out there doing multiple different things. And it's great to see that. So I wanted to start off talking a little bit about like M2 landscaping and cleaning, of course, because it's summer and I'm sure this is like the busy season for a lot of things, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, what does M2 landscaping, what are some of the services that you guys provide?
So M2, we do full-scale landscaping, whether it be mowing your grass, mulching, trimming your hedges, pruning your trees, adding gravel, adding sod, any kind of landscaping service we provide for our residential, commercial, anyone.
So I love that. So I have your little, like your flyer up, I guess. So I love how it's just like you're a solution. So everything from landscaping to demolition, like you can do all the things. And Malik was at our home and garden show a couple months ago. And I loved being able to kind of see all the different things that that you had to offer. And you also offer cleaning services. So not just the outside of your home, but the inside of your home too.
Yeah, I like to think of ourselves as a full-scale home solution business. So, like you said, solution, I mean, we got a solution for anything, inside, outside, whether you're doing, renovation, we got the pre-renovation work via demo. We also help with renovation via painting, moving in, appliances, the works really. And if we can't figure it out, we have a team of subcontractors that we trust to do the job if we can't.
Do y'all do hauling? Like, so if people have stuff they just need hauled away from their home, or like, I don't know, whether it's brush removal or just junk if they're cleaning out a house. Do y'all do hauling as well?
Yes.
Okay, so that's good to know, because I've had a couple of people that have asked about a good hauling company and not really sure. Like, if you're like me, I have a ton of junk at my house, but I don't have a truck. I don't have anything to really attach. Well, let's put it this way. I have a trailer, and I could probably hitch it to the back of mine, but nobody wants me on the roads with a trailer. I'm just saying. I feel like I would wreck into something. I don't know. But, I just think that like there's a lot of things that you offer specifically I don't like to do. So it's much nicer to be able to have someone that you can trust, that's honest, dependable, that can come out and do it for you.
Yeah, we definitely pride ourselves on doing the work that other people don't want to do or can't do. Even other companies, if they miss the mark or miss a spot, we pride ourselves on getting the hard to reach places and hard to reach jobs that other people just don't want to do.
Yeah. Do you set people up on, like, I guess specifically for like landscaping or mowing? Can you set people up on like a monthly or bi-weekly? You come out and do it on an actual schedule?
Yeah, generally we try to do every 12 days,
Okay.
depending on the rain. But, whatever the customer wants us to do, whether it be monthly or every 2 weeks or however, we can get you taken care of.
Yeah, and I'm assuming the pricing just kind of depends on the amount of work being done.
Yeah, pretty much by acreage and terrain, but generally $60 per acre, given it's a flat terrain, and up from there.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, I've said before, and I've made it know, everyone knows, I'm not like high maintenance. Okay, I'm trying to tell my husband tries to tell me. I just don't like dirt. I hate dirt under my fingernails. I don't know what it is. It's like a sensory issue with me. But there's some people that are like, oh, I love the summer because I just love to go out and like cut grass and like that. Nope, I don't like bugs. I think that's the other thing too. I don't like bugs.
I hate bugs too.
Oh, I'm not a bug fan. I'm really not, man. I look at them and I'm just like, ugh. So like for me, walking outside, and I think too, where I have the biggest issue is where I live. I live in the country where it's like a whole hayfield is like in front of me, and then behind me is just woods. So like if you walk out of my house and you step on the grass, like there's already ticks on me. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
No. So like I have to stay like on my gravel. I just walk to my car. It's about as much as you're getting from me, because I can't stand ticks. Which I need to contact like Oh Deer and have them come spray or something, because I don't know. But I'm just not a tick person.
Shout out Oh Deer.
Oh yeah, they do a good job. But I think anyone who is looking for someone to come out and service their yard, or like you said, their home, checking out Malik with M2 Landscaping would be great. How do they get a hold of you?
So you can get our Facebook page, M2 Landscaping and Cleaning, or my phone number, 434-258-5254. It's pretty much the best ways to get in touch with us, or yeah, pretty much it.
What areas do you guys service? Just Lynchburg, or do y'all kind of go surrounding area too?
So depending on the service, but we cover generally from Roanoke all the way to, of course, Lynchburg, Bedford, Forest, Alta Vista, and into Charlottesville, and everything in between.
Wow, that's a lot of coverage area. So yeah, if you're listening and you're in any of those areas and you need some help with your house, now this is like, we're talking about summer, but moving into like fall, winter, do you guys do snow removal or things like that as well? Because I know a lot of people, you want to almost probably start contacting you soon to get on your schedule for that, I'm sure, because you kind of book up prior. Not that we get a ton of snow, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, like I said, that brings us back to, we have a group of subcontractors, which are definitely different business owners within the community that we subcontract out the snow removal,
Okay.
leaf removal. And, if you're going with M2, you're almost going with multiple different companies because you're helping other companies get the job done too.
Right. So what made you kind of want to start doing, the lawn and landscaping?
So I always go back to 2017. Well, really, when I was like 14, going different neighborhoods and up and down my neighborhood, helping out elderly people with their lawn work. And my grandma's friends would always be like, "Hey, can the boy come help?" Because everyone wants their 6'3" 14-year-old to do free labor back then. But as you grow older, my grandma was like, "Why don't you start a small business?" And I was pretty much already doing it anyway. So fast forward to 2017, she unfortunately passed away, but I kept the business going. Started pretty much with nothing with my cousin in my backyard, and kept it going. I mean, kept on adding services, I kept on learning and just networking, getting my name out there with different realtors. Nadine Blakely was a super integral part in my early days, definitely teaching me how to install plants and letting me do her mulching yearly, and just a huge pillar in my career as far as business goes.
That's awesome. And I mean, for those of you, I'm just going to say, like, when I look at, I think a lot of people, when, like, I look at Malik and, like, yes, you're younger. I think you went to school around the same time as my daughter. Like, what? Anyway, but I think people tend to, like, think, oh, well, he's younger, he's probably not gonna do what, people have that kind of conception of that generation now. And I mean, I'm here to tell you guys, like, I know Malik and I know, like, his work ethic, and he means what he says. Like, he is going to come out and do the best job he can for you and for, his company. Cause I know that your word and, like, your name means a lot to you.
Yeah. And even with that, like, M2 and Malik the person, I'm gonna go 100% for Malik the person, and in turn I'm gonna go 100% for M2 the business. But your business deserves sometimes more than the person can give. And that's why I developed a group of subcontractors that are also on the same par, can also hold the same standard, and pretty much hang with the quality that we provide already.
Well, and that's really important. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I do think there are a lot of people that try to do too much themselves. And then that the quality isn't always there. You've got this quantity. You're like, oh, we can do this, and this. But then you're spreading yourself too thin, trying to do it all on your own. So I think that's also great that you have, matched up with subcontractors that are able to come out and do some of those things for you.
Definitely.
But so I think that's super smart as well. So, we've chatted a little bit about the landscaping and the cleaning, but you also have, on, like, a completely other side of the spectrum, the 434 hub, correct?
That's
Which
right.
is more of marketing and branding. And tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so 843 Hub is our parent company in Charleston, South Carolina. Huge vacation, wedding destination, desirable area for, anyone really. They got a ton of restaurants and a ton of things to do down there. And our founder, Wyatt Slominski, has started the 843 Hub and has developed the app 843hub.com. So if you ever find yourself going to Charleston and looking for things to do, place to eat, definitely highly recommend visiting 843hub.com.
I'm going in November, so I'm going to have to do that. I didn't know.
Definitely should.
Cool.
Yes, that's our parent company. And
Okay.
pretty much if you go to 843hub.com, you'll see a foreshadowing of what is to come here in the 434.
Okay. So the 434 hub, and I'm just going to say, like, I have seen some of the stuff that you guys have been putting up, the videos, just the content going around and showcasing events and things businesses in our area. And y'all do a phenomenal job. Like, it is really great, high quality work.
Thank you.
So what is it like? What are things you look for? Is it just stuff happening? Do people contact you and say, hey, I have this going on? Or do y'all just kind of see things going on in the community and just jump in? Or,
Yeah, so at first it was pretty much use who we know and what we have. And then in turn that of course turns into people, hey, we have this opening. Can you do some promo here? The cookie lady, Melissa, she's one of the ones that reached out recently, and we kind of just took her inquiry and did it. I mean, right, for free. I mean, we're trying to get into more pay per performance based videos with we have a scale for that, but I mean, it's all really just having fun and creating the best content because it's needed for our area for sure.
I love the one y'all recently did for the Hillcats Puzzled Foundation. They just did their Lynchburg Hillcats, the Autism Awareness Night. And it was just a great video that kind of really captured the event and, what it was all about. So I love that you market on site, you market kind of beforehand and letting people know what's going on. Like, Odyssey Fest. Like I'm on your Facebook page. Like I didn't even know there was an Odyssey Fest coming up. So.
Yes, Odyssey Fest. The group chat is blowing up right now. Odyssey Fest it's June 14th at the Sedalia Center in Bedford. I got Carly Rae Band, Old Town Connector, just a bunch of great local bands coming up and food trucks, the works. And the great thing about it is all the proceeds go to veteran nonprofits to help with combat veterans with their PTSD, what have you. So yeah, definitely a great organization that we're partnered with a great event coming up June 14th.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to get with you on doing some stuff for Centerfest for here in Bedford before it happens in September so we can really drive some traffic. I mean, it's a big event. Most people know about it, but I think every year it never fails. I have people afterwards, even though Centerfest is always the third Saturday, always of September. Still get people, well, it rains sometimes, but I still get people that are like, oh, I didn't know Centerfest happened this weekend. Like I had no clue. And I'm like, how do you not know it's the same weekend over here? But I want to drive more traffic to it and just see. I mean, we get thousands of people that hit the streets here in downtown Bedford for the event. And I'd love to see us get even more. So that would be really cool to have you guys, focus on that. And so businesses that want to reach out, is there a separate way for them to reach out for 434 Hub versus like M2?
Yeah, so if you have my number, which I just gave out, definitely can reach out that way. But 434 Hub on Facebook or Instagram, it works just fine.
Mm-hmm. Definitely go on Facebook and follow 434 Hub, especially if you're thinking that you may want to contact Malik about maybe coming in and doing some content. You can go on there and see what I'm talking about as far as the videos and the promotions that they do for the businesses, because it is definitely high quality. It's not something that you would see like if it's something I'm doing. That's sad. It's sad. You don't want me coming out and doing your social media for you. It's I'm trying to be better, but I'm just definitely not. It's definitely not me. But 434 Hub can help you out with that. I've been wanting to do I want to do like a talk local to me sort of TikTok channel where we're going and talking to like local businesses and doing stuff through like, kind of off the podcast. So I think that would be really cool to do as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's where content is heading these days. Just the one-on-one with the mobile mic interview and overlays and that kind of thing.
Well, and I think that's why it's great that we have, businesses like yours that can go out and do that, because there are so many people that are struggling to figure out social media because it's always changing. Like there's always something different. And as soon as you think you've tackled one thing, there's something new coming out there. So, I think for some people, peace of mind and just not having to worry about it, having a business they can go to that they know will give them a quality concept and production of, their video or content is really key.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with, implementing AI, and we have a whole team that can manage AI, manage your sites, manage your inquiries, all that kind of stuff within the 434 Hub. And it's just, it's light years compared to if you're just doing it. If you're doing it yourself and trying to run the business, it's very difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So aside from the landscaping and the 434 hub, is there any other thing I haven't hit? I know, like I said, I know you are like an entrepreneur. And is there anything else that I haven't touched on that you want to make sure we chat about?
Some very life-changing things coming up here soon in the next couple of months. We'll just have to stay tuned.
Oh no, I thought I was going to get I was going to get the details. So, okay. So we're going to have to learn more about that in a couple of months. And, I'm guessing you'll share that on your social media and stuff like that.
Yes, you'll have to stay tuned for social media.
So definitely contact Malik if you are looking for either, landscaping, home renovations, cleaning, any of those things that, like you said, M2 can get all of that done for you. But you're going to want to do it sooner rather than later, because I'm sure as summer has started, you're booking up and, you want to make sure you're getting on his schedule, correct?
Yes, definitely sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I know once you kind of have that schedule going, it's hard to fit people in. And then of course, I'm sure when weather strikes, you're already kind of backed up trying to, catch up when you can't get out there and do what you want to do. So yeah, make sure you're contacting him. And then business owners, I'm serious. If you're looking for high quality content, you're going to want to check with him, and have 434 Hub come out and, see what they can do, whether it's for an event or just, engaging your business and getting that, your name out to the community.
Yeah, definitely check out Odyssey Fest on June 14th. It's going to be huge.
Yeah. Yeah. Very excited. I'm going to get with you because we're going to work on Centerfest. I think it'll be great.
Yeah.
Opportunity. So thank you so much for
you.
joining me today. I'm going to ask you the same two questions I asked Megan. How long have you been a member of the CVABC?
I guess going on 4 months.
Yeah, maybe. I'm thinking it was a couple months before the home show. So yeah, probably 4, maybe going into the 5th month now, I think. Malik's a hard guy to get a hold of, people. I'm just saying, I've been working with him for a while. So, but he's always been a good supporter of the Central Virginia Business Coalition, even before he was a member. I will say, always telling other businesses about us. So, it's great to have you as a member. What do you find is one of the biggest benefits of being a member?
Outside of this podcast, I think the shows and the coffee talks and like the networking events that kind of like put you out there and catapult you in front of people that you wouldn't normally get to see. I think that's probably the biggest benefit to me.
Yeah. I always tell people that building those face-to-face connections is so much, it's so much bigger than just, putting something like sending an email or, dropping a flyer off with somebody. It's great to build the connections, face to face. So
definitely.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate having you here, and, look forward to watching you grow, and hope everybody, gives you a call.
Yes, definitely. If you're a business owner, join the CVABC because they'll catapult you into the stratosphere.
Awesome. Thank you. See, look, and I didn't tell him to say that either. Look, I'm doing good today. Doing good. Well, I am going to just really quickly, for the end of the podcast, I'm just going to chat a little bit about, what I mentioned earlier. Just, if you are a business owner right now and you are getting ready for summer, and I think a lot of us, we hit that end of May, beginning of June, weather gets nice. It gets nice and sunny out. I don't know about y'all guys, but I start to clock out. Like I'm always like, you walk outside and you feel the sun on your face and you're warm and you're like, do I really want to be in the office today? Or do I want to go to the pool? Or, do I want to take a trip? You got your kids are out of school and they're bugging you. They're like, why do you got to go to work? So I think sometimes it's good to just kind of think about planning for the summer. We talked about, like I said, we talked about goals, but I just thought I'd throw a few things out there for you as business owners. And that is, like, I know a lot of us consider seasonal staffing. A lot of small businesses, you have kids coming in from college, they're looking for jobs. Think about hiring seasonal staff. can you have somebody come in that can help alleviate some of the workload from yourself or some of your full-time staff that maybe want to be able to take vacations or they want to take time off with their kids over the summer? You're creating jobs. You're creating some help for those college kids that need some extra funding. And you're also giving some of that staff that maybe has been working overtime, working hard throughout the year, a little bit of a break if they would like it. Now, I mean, there are some people that maybe they don't want to take that time off because they need the money, but having that opportunity, it's good for your like you said, your full-time staff to know, like, hey, my boss cares enough to be able to let me have some time off during the summer. Because people talk about like daylight savings time. And I don't know about everyone else, but like when we set the times back in November and it gets dark at like 5:00, people will talk a lot about like mental health and like how you're not getting as much sunshine, as much vitamin D. So like in the summer, I'm trying to soak it up. I am happy. Let's just talk about that. Like I am all kinds of happy when I can be outside in the sun, or now not in the dirt, mind you. I already talked about that. I don't want to go out and be in the dirt, but like if I can go by the pool or I can just be hanging out with my family, I do love that. So think about that. Think about, hiring kind of that short-term staff. So, and be flexible. Be flexible if, you have changes, if, your staff calls in sick or they call in and say, hey, I'd like to take off today. Try and be flexible with that and know that, you want to kind of create, if you're able to, you want to create that work environment where they feel that they can call in and do that. Make sure you're providing exceptional service, because a lot of times people are visiting during the summer months. So you may have a different clientele than you normally would have during, the fall, winter, after school starts, and people aren't visiting family or visiting different areas. You want to provide exceptional service to keep people coming back. Maybe they'll say, hey, we visited Lynchburg, Virginia. We visited Bedford, Virginia, and we stopped by this store and we had the best experience. You never know, how that will encourage more people to come out and shop. Kind of like I was talking with Malik, though, be engaging on social media, especially about sharing summer specials. If you have, summer discounts or summer specials going on in your store, you definitely want to let people know about that. You want to continue to drive traffic, because the summer can be slower for some businesses, especially because people are spending more times going on vacation. They're going out to the pool, or they're staying at home with their kids, and they're not necessarily going out and shopping. So you want to be able to drive traffic. You want to offer summer sales, summer promotions, getting ready. I hate to say it because they just got out of school, but getting ready for them to go back to school in August. I don't know. I already start shopping and thinking about that now, because I know my daughter's going to hit me up for like a new wardrobe that's going to cost me like $1 bajillion so that she can go back to school, looking nice. So, think about that. Also, make sure that if you are hiring seasonal staff, that you're providing adequate training, especially if you are in an area that does have a busier season. So if you are a business that tends to boom more towards the summer, make sure that you're hiring that seasonal staff, but you're also providing adequate training, because one of the worst things you can do is just hire people and then think, oh, well, they're only going to be here for a month or two, so I don't have to go as in depth. A bad experience is a bad experience. They're not going to sit there and go, oh, well, that person's only going to be there for a month, so I'm sure everything's fine. No, you definitely need to make sure that you are adequately training even your summer help. Delegating tasks is another big thing to do with your team, especially if you are offering time off for vacations and things like that. You want to make sure that you're delegating to other teammates or other staff members things that maybe they can do to help while others are off, not trying to take it all on yourself, which is what I know some of us tend to do. I think Mike and I talked a little bit about this a few weeks ago. Just knowing what you can take off of your own shoulders and give to someone else. Not only does it help you, but it also shows that you're confident in their abilities too, which I feel sometimes makes them work harder because they feel like, oh, they trust me. They know I can do a good job. So definitely look into delegating that. It's a good time to declutter your workspace. In the summer, talk about spring cleaning going into the summer. You can declutter, you can get rid of things. You can call Malik and have him come haul that junk off for you. Definitely do that. Look at decluttering. Sometimes people look at their space and say, hey, I want to change everything up. Like I want to just kind of refresh, and summertime is kind of a good time for that, to refresh and get ready, for the second half of the year, especially again, when you go into school starting, people start shopping for, dare I say, Christmas. And that's why Mike isn't here, because we said we were going to have a theme for Christmas in July in the next couple of weeks. And so now he knows he's gone for 3 weeks and he doesn't have to give me a theme. I just realized that. Anyway, but yeah, so people are already going to start working on their Christmas and back to school. So, go ahead and maybe refresh your space, get those sales ready, get some deals ready, grow your network. Now is not the time to just be slacking. We talked a little bit about this at the beginning of the show, and this is where I'm going to end the show, talking about going out and, promoting yourself and, getting your name out there. So if business is slow, people aren't coming in, then you should be out there. You should be getting your name out there, coming to coffee talks, coming to networking events, going to other larger festivals. There is not a lack for things to do during the summer anywhere in our area. You can look all over, whether it's our website, whether it is local chambers websites, whether it's your welcome centers, whether it is, basically any social media, you'll find something there that you can do. You're going to want to make sure that you are out there and getting your name out, especially during the summer, so that when business picks up, they have heard about you. So Mike likes to have jokes. I'm not giving you my email so they can email me 24/7 next week while I'm on vacation. I am not doing it, although most people who listen do know my email. But I am actually going to take a break next week, and I am heading to the Outer Banks, and I'm going to have a great time with my family. So while I am going to miss being here and having the show, I'm not going to miss being here and having the show at the same time. I'm going to enjoy some time off. So hopefully, if you've been listening today, we've chatted a little bit about upcoming things that you can do. Lynchburg Restaurant Week. We've talked about some advertising, whether it's with Lynchburg Living, Lynchburg Business, or going to 434 Hub. And then also, if you're looking for, your services right here at the beginning of the summer, you want someone to come out and do that landscaping, mowing, cleaning, you've got Malik that you can turn to. Once again, if you need information about any of those businesses that we spoke to today, you can find that information out along with our upcoming coffee talks and events at our website, www.cvabc.org. Once again, we will not be on next week, but we will be back the week after, or I will be back the week after. And we look forward to talking local with you.